I am 100% sure at least one of these ideas I am about to show you will be added to the next Clash of Clans update.
But how can you be so sure?
Well, our community manager Darian asked people of Reddit to post quality of life improvement ideas that they would then consider with the developer team. I read over 1,000 comments and picked out the best ideas that people suggested and personally created concept art for each one of them if they already didn't have. Not only I included ideas from those 1,134 comments but also top trending concepts like previous button, Rune of Gems and many more. The very first update idea is also the most upvoted comment under Darian's Reddit post, and it is by Uzo, who says that there should be a town hall icon beside a member's name in the clan member list. I have seen this idea floating around for a while, and I even found that Green Power 36 has already done concept art to better visualize this idea. I absolutely agree what he says here, that it would help a player to copy a clanmate's base who has same town hall level. It would also be something fairly easy for the developers to implement, as it's already in the game when you are picking a war lineups. They would simply have to add the same feature to the clan member list. By the way, as you are watching this, try to remember the number of the concept you would like to see in game the most, and at the end of the video share that number in the comments section. Next up, I have something very exciting, especially for those who like to decorate their bases. Will Alone came up with an amazing idea for the shovels. When you use a shovel on an obstacle, it should be converted into a personal decoration that can be stashed, unstashed, and moved again. This idea is simply brilliant for so many reasons. Firstly, people would be able to decorate so many beautiful and epic bases. Think of it like your village is a nice meal of egg fried rice. It's definitely edible meal, but what is this meal if you didn't add some flavor to it? Like Uncle Roger likes to add some
MSG.
Now MSG is the decorations. Which village would you choose? Both are nice, but probably most of you chose the one with decorations. Now imagine you can use all those decorations to design different base designs. These people who have done such bases often sacrifice their whole one account just to keep one layout. Second reason is it will free up some space. We all know eventually as we get more and more town hall levels, the bases will run out of space where to place all the stuff. I do believe this could be the very reason this year we didn't get any Lunar Year decoration. Look at Andy's base for example. Each year we typically get one decoration each season. Lunar decoration, anniversary decoration, Halloween decoration, and Christmas decoration. If Andy wanted to get new decorations, he would soon have to start removing some of the old ones so the new ones can spawn. Have you ever felt frustrated after spending minutes of clicking the revenge button just to see that everyone has a shield? Some people call it the most useless button in Clash of Clans. One person with rather interesting username suggested to make the revenge button grayed out if they are under shield. I feel like this tiny change could make the revenge button use a lot more. Continuing on the topic of buttons, there is one very useful button, and that is the like button. If you fancy to see any of the ideas in game, just click like so Supercell can see we are serious, and hopefully some of these ideas will end up in the game very soon. Have you ever been in clouds trying to find that juicy loot raid, and after pressing that next button for the 100th time one nice base comes up with loads of loot that you accidentally skipped because of your muscle memory? Well, let me introduce to you the previous button that allows you to go back to the previous base. This concept was not under the Darian's Reddit post but as a separate post a while ago, and I think it is worth mentioning. Next idea is from a redditor who suggested that there would be a ban option for those who have already left the clan. And in particular to ban one of those scammers who joined the clan to promote their free gem website and then leave. I think this suggestion is also in Supercell's best interest, as it would prevent those scams to be promoted so easily. I think we all have been in a situation where we are waiting an absolute eternity for that sneaky archer attacker to finish the attack. Next idea is going to save you from that headache, at least in some cases. It is the build a base give up button that was suggested also separately, and it would allow you to surrender after a failed attack where you can see that enemy has already scored higher stars or percentage than you. Of course you are not going to use it when you have chance to win, but in case of absolute failure you can just move on and save a decent amount of time. Coming up we have another suggestion by Will Alone. And this is the ability to drop out of Legends at the end of the Legends Day. Why would you want to do that, you may wonder? Well, probably for most people it's the reason to go farming or simply not having time to make the Legend League attacks. Also, it's more difficult to complete clan challenges if you have only 8 attacks per day. One of the most discussed quality of life change that I saw multiple posts about is basically the ability to rearrange your troops during donations so that it wouldn't mess up your army. I think most of us have been in this situation when we have 2 armies trained up and someone requests CC troops that you actually have on your army camp, but if you are going to donate, it will whether mess up your whole army or you would have to take many steps to rearrange your queued up army first. I found a comment from Cardboard J who said that in order to rearrange the armies it would take 24 steps to do that, and let's say you are going to donate 10 or 20 times per day, then it's gonna steal a lot of time simply to donate. Many people have already given up donating at all because there is too much friction to the habit of donating in these cases when you have second army queued up. Luckily Cardboard J had come up with a brilliant solution that takes 4 steps instead of 24 steps. He recommends to implement a retrain donated troop checkbox that I assume would stop the first troops of the queued up army to enter your already trained army, and what this system would do instead is to automatically retrain those troops and place them back to both of your armies. I feel like this change could significantly change the outcome, how much people would be donating to each other. There is one more idea that could potentially make the whole getting the clan castle troops thing more accessible for everybody, and that is the clan's clan castle, where everyone can donate their troops up to a certain housing space. I think this feature would be beneficial in many ways, especially if you happen to be in a clan where there is a lot of time zone difference between you and other clanmates. Definitely for a feature like that there has to be some tools that leaders can access to make sure trolls wouldn't fill it up with 300 goblins. Would you like if your army would refresh every time you hit next on a base to attack? This amazing idea got suggested by Mingamongo. Next up we have a simple one by Ed McDingles, who says that having an outpost to access the clan games on the builder base would be the bee's knees. I agree. I think we all end up doing some quick tasks in builder base during clan games, but every time we have to take a boat to main village to pick another challenge and then sail back. This idea was not under Darian's post, but great idea nevertheless. Once again the concept art is by Green Power 36 and he suggests to have visual presentation of the apparel change of troops. Definitely not a priority quality of life improvement in the list, but perhaps something for the developers to consider in the future. This person said, allow me to end a super troop timer early. If I want to switch attacks but I activated 2 of them already, I am screwed for 3 days. In war and CWL this gets frustrating. I definitely can relate to that, and I am sure many of you as well. I know for a fact being able to end the timer early is not going to be an option the developers would accept, but there are 2 potential solutions. One is suggested also by this redditor who said, maybe allow multiple super troops to be activated at once but no more than 2 per army. What he means by that is basically the option to switch between all the super troops as much as you wish during the 3-day period. Or second option is to decrease the timer to 1 day. Having 1-day timer would allow you to switch between super troops a lot more frequently. Next up we have something the clan leaders are probably going to like, which is a pinned comment. I don't know if you all can relate, but quite often the clan mails go unnoticed because there is this mutual icon for both defenses and clan mails. What happens is most of the time that red number 1 is just a defense you received while you were offline, so you ignore it. Pinned comment on the other hand would definitely be a decent way to remind people to attack, share few words about the war strategy, etc. 15th in the list is one of the most important of all, which is the phishing problem. There are people not only losing their accounts to hackers, but also their clans. I have been trying to gather some solutions, but I have no idea how realistic they are from the developer standpoint. Out of hundreds of comments regarding this issue, I would still like to share quickly 2 potential solutions. First is once again by Will Alone. He suggests to add mechanism that allows account owners lock their accounts so they can't be recovered by some random bloke. Second one is a suggestion to create a feature that would allow you to log out your accounts from devices that are not yours. He or she probably means that there would be like this one admin device where you link all your accounts. Continuing on the topic of managing accounts, we have one very simple feature, which is the ability to rearrange the Supercell ID accounts. Here is an example of this. First two accounts are in correct order, but the third one should be after the second account. Currently, to fix this I would have to disconnect fourth and fifth account and reconnect them in correct order. What OP is suggesting is to have something like pressing and holding the account and then sliding it in between the second and fourth account. It's a small thing and not that important, but still would be nice little feature to have in the future. Talking about little features, next up we have suggestion from Fit Supermarket to add cap in between the numbers to be able to count easier. I do agree sometimes it's difficult to see as if an upgrade costs 1.6 million or 16 million. I also kinda understand why developers haven't added cap in between every 3 digits is because there is simply no room. One solution could be to write 16 million with letter M, which is the international shortened version of million. All the numbers below million will have plenty of room for that cap in between 3 digits anyway. We have geared up cannon, archer tower, mortar, and logically next in the list would be geared up air defense. This idea I found from the comment section of one of my videos, and I think it would be very nice addition to the Builder Hall 10 update if that ever comes. Sage Changed said that this gear up would give the air defense splash damage because it's a firework, and fireworks explode. Simple and logical. I know next concept might sound crazy, but hear me out. Tomato King shared an idea of a Rune of Gems that will give you infinite amount of gems, which of course was as a joke, but I would like to give this idea more realistic concept. I think Rune of Gems could exist if it would give you 1000 gems, and it would be a very rare magical item to get. I had this idea that there would be a week-long event that would take place once a year. Each day there will be a different challenge that you have to complete in order to win the ultimate prize of the Rune of Gems. We have Archer Tower, we have Wizard Tower, we have Bomb Tower. Clearly we need Barbarian Tower, but not like this, like this. This meme sparked one idea in my mind how we could actually do something really awesome in Clash of Clans that every town hall level would benefit from. The good thing is this idea would work without adding a new defense to the game, as the map is already pretty tight at higher town hall levels. Back in the days when I used to play Age of Mythology, there was this one culture that had those defending militia units running out once the building got destroyed. I feel like it shouldn't be too difficult to implement similar mechanic to Clash of Clans. I can see that developers have lately gone to the path of giving the buildings we already have some more purpose, like with the battle builder huts. Same thing could be done for example with barracks. We all have at least 2 of them in our villages, and it would be pretty nice if each one of them would spawn certain amount of barbarians. Perhaps lower level barrack would spawn 1 or 2, and higher level would spawn like 4 or 5. I personally think it would be so sick, but what do you think? Is it a good idea or bad idea? Next up we have suggestion to have a hero profile background that is matching with the scenery in use. Darian actually gave a response to this particular suggestion by saying that something like that would require an extraordinary amount of work for something incredibly niche. Then he further explained what has to be done in order to do something that insignificant. He sums it up pretty well by saying, while it's a cool suggestion, there are far more important quality of life suggestions we can work on in the meantime. I do agree with Darian, but I also think the background doesn't have to be something so epic. Even a simple winter themed wallpaper to match with winter scenery could really satisfy a lot of people. I photoshopped together this background within about 30 minutes, and even though it's far from perfect, I feel like something as simple as this can do the job. Lastly, I want to share an idea I came up with after I saw this replay where BK was able to hit the building over the wall, which of course was a glitch. I have seen different footage of the same glitch happening before, but what I wanna say about it is that how sick would that be if walls had some different mechanics to them, like higher level BK would be able to hit buildings on the other side of a lower level wall, while high level wall wouldn't allow that. My suggestion would be to give more purpose to the walls, like for example the double wall concept I spoke about in my previous update video. If you are curious to have closer look at one of the most epic update concepts I have created, then I am 100% positive you will also like that video. Have a lovely day.